Thank you, members. When we left here, we asked for everybody to be in the house. I don't know why some people have not come to the house. But also, since we are going into elections, people should know the members of parliament to think about them. This is a very important session where you're distributing money to the whole country, what belongs to which area, and people absent themselves. The voters should be able to see. I only got an apology from Honorable Gwang. Next. Honorable Prime Minister, you had something to respond to the House.
Right Honorable Speaker, I talked to the Honorable Minister, both. He's coming here. He was a bit far, but he's coming to give a response on that issue. But before he comes in, I had also talked to the authorities of that money, the custodian of the money, that is the PS. She had told me that she had inquired, she had requested the Attorney General to give them an advice, which I think they have not yet done. So, Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable both is coming here to give the full report on that, just today.
We are coming to the end of the financial year. That is part of the money we have just passed, the bill, the 33. So how shall we handle it? How is it going to be handled? Because that is one of the supplementaries that we have passed. Honorable Minister of Finance, we are talking about the money, the supplementary for parliamentary circle.
Right Honorable Speaker, the money in respect of compensating parliamentary circle for the land Ministry of Defense occupied was budgeted for and released to the Ministry of Defense. I am only waiting to hear that parliamentary circle has been paid. As far as we are concerned as Ministry of Finance, we finished our part.
I am told they are seeking for a legal advice from AG.
Right Honorable Speaker, if they seek legal advice, I will give it. But like you said, they are seeking, but they haven't yet sought. They haven't reached me. I think, Right Honorable Speaker, really, I think without really getting through the House, the money was appropriated, it is given, and whatever has to be done needs to be done. We are available to render the advice as soon as they request for it. And I think what they need is just the clearance of the procurement contract. That's it. And I can assure you that it will not last in my office more than, I think, two hours, because the other time we did the bill in less than 2.
Thank you. So we need a response on that. Honorable Sarah.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, before we broke off for this recess in April, I did raise 2 issues regarding police officers who have not been receiving their salaries some for close to 6 months. And I was surprised, Right Honorable Speaker, to even find police officers within this parliament approaching me to give evidence that they were also victims of that. The Minister of Public Service, the Minister of Internal Affairs brought a statement which was incomplete, and Public Service pledged to bring a more detailed statement confirming action they have taken. That aside, Right Honorable Speaker, as we await the Minister of Public Service to respond to the issue of police officers, people who are armed not receiving their salaries, there was also another issue of the lawyers in the police force, Right Honorable Speaker, whose salaries, Right Honorable Speaker, was reduced from what they were earning before. And these police officers took action trying to engage government following the President's directive in 2010 to enhance police lawyers' salaries just like other lawyers within the government. And these lawyers went to court. There was a judgment by Justice Sekana, which I did present on the floor, Right Honorable Speaker, where the judge did state that it was irregular, it was unconstitutional for anybody's salary to be reduced. Right Honorable Speaker, since that judgment, there has been no action taken from the government side. And when I presented this, the Attorney General did indicate that we could not proceed to discuss that matter because there was an appeal. Right Honorable Speaker, as we speak today, I did state that there was a notice which was placed. However, no memorandum of appeal was ever filed. And Right Honorable Speaker, I want to present here evidence that this case was actually closed and there is no appeal. But Right Honorable Speaker,
Let's start one by one. You say the police officers have not been paid.
yes.
How many of them? Where are they located?
Right Honorable Speaker,
And how much is involved?
Right Honorable Speaker, when I presented this case, I was approached as I was traveling to Tororo over the Easter period. I stopped over in Jinja.
Now let's not go into a fishing expedition.
No, Right Honorable Speaker,
Listen, Sarah. When you are approached as a good legislator, we expect you to go and find out how much money are the police officers demanding, who are these police officers, for you to come up with a very good statement to the floor. Because if we are going to go on to a fishing expedition and just get any information in the street, then we will not be legislating well. Let's have, so that if we are budgeting, so that we are able to know that how much money is expected, 300 billion. So that we say this money must go to the police, because these people are very important to us. We need to know the people who have not paid the money. As far as I know, salaries always take first call. Honorable Minister, is that correct? Wages take first call.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I share the same opinion which you have. The issue could be something else. Otherwise, if it is wage takes first call, and we expect all our civil servants across government to have been paid by 28th of the month. I suggest that we link up with Internal Affairs to find out where the exact problem is. Thank you.
We need to get all the information so that we know what we are discussing about.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for giving way. The matter of missing salaries, I think it's not unique to even police. I think it's a matter we don't need to just put down the carpet. It's a serious problem, Right Honorable Speaker. In my constituency, there are teachers
Sarah,
that have missed.
Aisha, That is a very serious problem. We cannot live with the armed forces who are not paid. But we are saying, let's have all the details. Let's have all the details. So that we task finance to have these people paid. Whether it is nurses, teachers, doctors, whoever, let's have a comprehensive statement or report on this, which is both quantitative and qualitative. You need to have figures when you're making any report.
Honorable Speaker, I think...
Sarah, you'll come on the issue of the judgment. Let's first sort out.
Thank you, Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, I think the only way to get all information is us to take interest and maybe have an inquiry. Sarah was approached, even as officers approach us, as a concerned entity. Can we put up an inquiry instead of putting it to Sarah to go now look for her informers? It's a very important matter. Can we institute an inquiry and see whether police officers will appear or not? But indeed, they are there that have been missing.
Let me tell you, if you called for a meeting with the police officers, they will not come. They will fear. So let's get information the way we are supposed to get the information, other than just because we will talk here and they will not help them. So let's get all the information the way the information was got before. Yes, no, I want AG first to respond. Is it on this one?
Madam Speaker and colleagues, I think that when we have such challenges, the ideal thing would be to get to our district accounting officers to get the exact problem. Because if I have teachers in my constituency and they are claiming they have not been paid, the first person to ask is the accounting officer. Exactly. And he has put it in writing. Then I bring the petition or a letter here or to the ministry so that I table with evidence. But when we say we put an inquiry, where do we start from? I think we have an obligation as MPs to make sure that these issues that touch wage, for example, when we have wage shortfalls, we ask them to write so that we have evidence and we approach finance so that we can table these issues.
Thank you. Workers?
Yeah.
Margaret.
Yeah, thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I think these people are trying to get out of the cocoon because the newspaper of today, the newspaper of today, this is Monitor, is talking about how policemen spent 8 years without salary. So I'm sure the person who has been recorded, and I'm sure that he also...
Which paper is that?
Monitor. Of today. I buy newspapers.
And you believe it?
Yes. Yes. And he says, one of them, that he spent 8 years without salary, and the salary is equivalent to 42 million that he has not received. Let us not take this.
Honorable
lightly.
Minister, I think you need to take that up. Honorable Prime Minister, you need to take that up and find out who are those police officers who have taken, whether it is 3 months, whether it is 8 years, and find out the real cost.
Thank you.
The real cost, and not only police officers. We have the teachers, we have the doctors, we have the nurses. The issue of the court ruling, Honorable Attorney General.
I think, Right Honourable Speaker, what I can do is I can just write to your office and show you that we appealed. Because I did say that I appealed. Now she's telling me that the appeal is not there. But I'm the one who appealed. So what you can do is I can write to you this afternoon and show you that we filed the appeal.
Thank you.
Right Honourable Speaker, just to inform you that the Minister of Internal Affairs presented a report regarding the salaries of the missing police officers and even gave us statistics. But he mixed it with other, people who had absconded. And the Minister of Public Service acknowledged that there was actually a problem. They were transiting from one system to another, and in the process, some people have gotten their records, off the system, distorted. So that is partially the reason. And the Minister of Public Service had indicated that they had started correcting, and she was supposed to bring a statement. But, Right Honorable Speaker, on the issue of the police officers, the lawyers within the police force, Right Honorable Speaker, when there is a judgment, and the judgment issued against our own actions, it baffles me, Right Honorable Speaker, because there was another case of salaries, of the downgrading of salaries of employees sometime back within the Ministry of Health. And when they appealed the decision of downgrading their salaries, this letter was written by the Attorney General. And it is the basis on which the police officers picked the Attorney General's letter dated 3rd August 2023 and went to court. And if I may quote from the Attorney General, my good friend Kiriowa Kiwanuka, this is what he said in this letter. He was quoting the Constitution, where any salary or allowance of the holder of any office is charged on the consolidated fund, it shall not be altered to his or her disadvantage after he or she has been appointed to that office. And he went on to advise that it would also amount to a breach by the employer of their terms of employment, and accordingly we reiterate our guidance as follows: that there is already a contract, the accounting officers cannot change the terms of employment of officers. Right Honorable Speaker, I am raising this because these police officers are actually stuck. Some of them got loans against the enhanced salaries, and now they are earning almost nothing because the entire money is going into clearing the loans. I want to lay on table, Right Honorable Speaker, this is a court document in the system referring to this case.
The photocopied document is what you want to lay on table?
This is...
Bring the original and you lay it on table, not the photocopies.
Okay, allow me hand it to the Attorney General. It clearly indicates, Right Honorable Speaker, that the case was closed. There is no case actually in court. But the issue here, Right Honorable Speaker, there is a court judgment. So letters cannot work in this case. And these are police officers who are lawyers, whom the President gave an executive order that all lawyers across the board should have their salaries enhanced at the same level, because the police was losing lawyers to other entities of the government. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I think the government should resolve this matter.
You have the executive order.
Right Honorable Speaker, I presented the court judgment.
Now I'm saying there was executive order on increment of salaries for...
Right Honorable Speaker, unless I now pick all these documents and lay them. You'll give me time to bring them and lay them at an appropriate time.
Bring
Thank
all
you.
of them at a go. Yes, AG.
Right Honorable, I'm at pains, and I think that is where some of our jobs become very difficult. There is a situation where a police officer is not earning the salary that he thinks he should earn. There is a position that I think it is not correct. Now, I have made the choice to appeal the decision. Now, a member whom I've explained to the legal position, I've appealed the position, doesn't want me to appeal. Now, tomorrow, when these things happen again, they'll say the Attorney General. Now, this document that you're referring to, Honorable Member, is the document in the High Court. We don't appeal High Court decisions in the High Court. We appeal High Court decisions in the Court of Appeal. So when you go to the High Court to check whether this case is there, because it was concluded by the judge, it does not appear in the schedule of the matters in the High Court. So if you want to find out whether we appealed, you go to the Court of Appeal and find out whether there is an appeal there. However, colleagues, if the salary is supposed to be increased, and I'm not saying the salary of police officers should not be increased, what I'm asking for, colleagues, let's do it properly. And that's what we said the last time. We left the administrative aspect to the Ministry of Public Service to do that properly. However,